Welcome back. Stassi23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And before I get started, I'd like to say this knife was sent to me by Bestech to do some testing on it and a review. And the reason why they decided to send me two of them, because I was testing I was testing another model like this, the Swordfish, and the Kendo, and both of them had some issues with the D2. The edges, like chunks were falling off the edge whenever I was sharpening it, like tear out all over the edge, and I couldn't get it fixed. Contacted them. They responded to me very quickly, very nicely, and what they've came up with, that they got a bad batch of steel, and they wanted me to test, this knife and the other ones to see, which ones had that steel. And this one is the Bestech Lion, model BG01C. Comes in right around $52 at Blade HQ. Pretty nice price point. And as you see this little piece right here, it goes basically inside, and this is the lanyard and a skull crusher. But I didn't want to add the extra weight, so it has these little barrel spacers, so I decided to take it out, and it lightens up the knife, and it puts the balance point right here instead of being back heavy because of that skull crusher lanyard. So there you go. This blade, you got this nice beautiful clip point blade. I love that sexy top swedge that gives you a nice point, and it's a robust point there. You got a pretty high flat grind with the satin bevels and a stonewash flats. You got the Bestech logo right there. Flip it over. You have the name of the knife and the model number, the Lion, in D2 steel. And one thing that you see right offhand, they almost got the sharpening choil. I sharpened this knife because I dulled it out and I was testing it, so I sharpened it up. And I didn't take it to a mirror polish. I wanted to keep it rather toothy, so I took it up to about 600 grit, and then I stropped it. And as you can see, it has a little beard here, not terrible. It's doable because it's pretty straight along the rest of the edge, so I'll give that a okay. Up here on the top, you got some jimping. It's mild jimping, I'd say. The flipper tab works great. You can see they got chamfered edges all the way around, not sharp. There's no jimping, but it doesn't need it. You can light switch it. It rockets out. It's on ceramic bearings and ceramic detent ball. And I mean, that sucker is smooth. Very smooth. No shaking necessary. It goes back home. It's very addictive. This knife, I can sit here and flip it and flip it and flip it. This is one that my wife looks at me crazy because I'm flipping it like crazy. Like their decorative pivot right there, the B for Bestech. And you have Torx drivers right here. Sorry, it's dirty. I've been using the crap out of this knife. You got some nicely done G10. You got a little milling right here. Let's see. Some slight contouring, as you can see. Not much, but just a little bit. Ergos in hand. Super comfortable in this grip right here. When I was doing the 2x4 cutting test, I had no issues. Very comfortable with this grip. When I put my hand up here, I did a few draw cuts. It's good in this area too, and great here. I mean, it's just a pretty simple handle. If you don't have any crazy choils, you got one choil that my finger locks in perfectly, and you got a nice little guard right there, so it definitely locks in your hand. Blade is pretty much centered. I could probably loosen it up a little bit. I could probably fix that. That's not an issue. Stainless steel liner lock. Nice lockup. Very solid. Absolutely no wiggle left or right, up or down. Easy to disengage that lock bar. And as you can see, they don't have any 90-degree angle. They did chamfer a little bit right there, so it's comfortable. As you can see, you can easily get to that lock bar, disengage it. Very fun knife to play with. Okay, so come on this side, you just got your standard pocket clip, bent pocket clip, and it works just fine. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but at $52, I'm definitely okay with it. I'm going to show you a few size comparisons and what this knife is competing against, so you can kind of judge whether you think this is worth it or not, and I'll tell you what I think at the end. First one up is the steel wheel cut jack 3.5 inch. These two are pretty much identical in size. The cut jack might have a little bit more handle, but the Lion has more blade, being it doesn't have that choil. The cut jack comes in at $41, basically $42, and it has FRN and it's on washers. So if you want a knife with G10 on ceramic bearings, I think the difference in price is definitely worth the upgrade if that's what you're looking for. The Ontario Rat Model 1 is a good bit bigger, lining up pivot to pivot. You have, let's see, you probably have about the same. Yeah, you have a little bit more blade on the Lion because of this little semi-choil area. I don't know really what you call that, but you definitely have more handle, as you can see on the Rat 1. This model right here with the carbon fiber G10 and the D2 steel runs $61.95 on Blade HQ, and this one's riding on washers as well. So like I said, you can see the differences and make your decision by that. Sorry, I'm a little sleepy. I'm trying to get this done. But what do I think about this knife? I tested the hell out of this knife. I broke down so many boxes. I didn't cut a whole lot of sisal rope with this. I cut probably 30 cuts of sisal rope. Maybe no, I think it was about 20. And I cut up some plastic bottles. Then I went back to the cardboard. I did some shaving on some wood. I have some footage of this. I'm going to try to put up a footage video for y'all so y'all can see what this knife can handle and what all I did. I cut some rubber gasket material, and I used this knife alongside of it and this knife alongside of it in D2. And I'm going to say right now that this knife outlasted both of these in D2. I don't know if they're running a higher Rockwell on this or what, but let's see, after all that cutting, I think I stropped it up recently. Let's see if the edge is still good. Let's see if I feel any kind of chips or anything. No chips whatsoever. I mean, I didn't hit any like staples or anything, so I mean that's pretty good. If you would know all the stuff I cut with this, that's pretty impressive that it can still cut this paper like this. I mean, it has some minor snags in it, but nothing crazy. You know, as long as I would think they're supposed to be sending me some of the newer models so I can test those out, and I'm pretty excited to see what they're doing next. They got a lot of cool models that I saw coming in the near future, and this is one that I've been enjoying, and I'm gonna keep on using it and see how long it takes for me to dull this puppy out. Hope everybody's having an absolute wonderful day, and stay tuned. I have a review on this one. Well, I ain't gonna spoil it, but there you go. Hope everybody's having a great day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.